It is time to enter into the most ambitious open world to date in the Far Cry series. You're going to be venturing to Yara, an island deep in the heart of the Caribbean, once considered a jewel of the Caribbean, which is now a powder keg waiting to explode. Oh, and to be clear, you, the player, will be the match. Yara has a distinct mix of decaying urban landscapes and rich tropical ecosystems, an island on the verge of collapse, isolated and cut off from the rest of the world for over 50 years after an extremely violent revolution. The island is run by its Presidente Anton Castillo, who is looking to restore Yara to its former glory no matter the cost, even if that currency is blood. This is his dream, to restore things to how they once were for himself, but also for his son Diego. No matter the cost, whether that be through brutal social reforms, clamping down on people's freedoms, or even forced labour for anyone who dares to speak out against him or his ways. But with all of this evil aggression and oppression, the island may well be on the verge of a revolution from the Yaran people. The Presidente has pushed them so far, where tyranny is law, revolution becomes the order. You play as Danny Rojas, an orphan of the island born and raised in Yara's capital city, experienced the revolution through their eyes right from the beginning. Danny is a young military dropout who wants nothing to do with Anton and the Presidente's plans, or the revolution. But instead, you just want to get off the island and live a better life. But on realising that the brutality will never let you live a life that offers freedom, you realise that you must be the match that will spark the revolution into action. Taking the fight to Anton Castillo, leading an army of guerrillas into battle, looking to deliver freedom and a better tomorrow for everyone on the island of Yara. Far Cry offers a style of gameplay that you would recognise if you've played any of the previous games in the franchise, but of course with some amazing new additions included. One of these is the option to holster your weapon, meaning you can walk the streets or around the island without always being targeted as a threat. Customise your character Danny at the start, play as a male or a female character. The choice is yours, similar to how you would in an Assassin's Creed game, the most recent ones of those. They've given you that option. There are also some extremely cool weapon customizations that we'll cover off later in the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. One of the first people you'll come across in the story and game is one of the main protagonists in Far Cry 6, the leader of the revolutionary group Libertad. Her name is Clara Garcia, a Yaran raised within the upper classes but abandoned all of that, including her family, to fight for those suffering the most under the cruel, powerful and brutal regime that Anton has created. She knows the island like the back of her hand, trying to raise as many people as she can to her cause, and she will look to convince you, Danny, to be a part of it. Oh, and the revolution, and a key to uniting the guerrillas, ready to take the fight to the president, take back power, and free the people of Yara. No pressure, Danny. Clara is also working closely with a mentor, Juan Cortez, another key protagonist in the Far Cry 6 story, who will become your teacher as well along this story and journey. He's a guerrilla spy master from the pre-Castillo era, with a deep-blooded history of being part of breaking previous regimes, so could be a key to the victory. He's been a huge part of building Libertad from the very beginning to where it is now. Oh, and he's also a master of inventions, the key to creating some very ingenious weaponry that you'll most definitely be happy to receive from him. So we've discussed the premise of the story and covered a few of the key characters in Far Cry 6. I think it's time we dive into the world a little bit more, and of course the vehicles, weaponry. Oh, and Far Cry wouldn't be Far Cry without a friendly animal sidekick, and this game won't let you down on that front either. The island of Yara is the most ambitious world ever created in a Far Cry game, crafted to make it feel like you're exploring an entire country and not just a single region. This is achieved through all of the incredible landscapes and landmarks throughout Yara, including the beautiful idyllic beaches, to the deep vast jungle and the treacherous swamps, to the rural villages, towns and even cities. This is a living, breathing world home to a mix of normal hard-working citizens, the resistance fighters and guerrillas, the vast military of the government and Presidente, and of course not forgetting, a vast array of wildlife. Anton has made the capital city of Esperanza his main base of leading the country, placed under martial law and controlled by the top elite forces of the Presidente's army. This city is locked down and a complete no-go area for civilians, let alone the resistance fighters. But there are always options, and in Far Cry 6, you'll find Guerrilla Paths both above, on and below ground. And these will help you offer an access to point of areas once perceived unreachable. For example, unscalable concrete city walls with no way in or over. Maybe the route you will need to find will take you underground. These were created during the 1967 revolution, these Guerrilla Paths, and they can be found all over the island. They may also offer up some new intel, gear, and things that may make your task that little bit easier. On top of this, Anton has a grip on the majority of the island. Roads are covered in checkpoints. These must be removed or taken out to make sure you and the Libertad can drive safely to destinations required. If you think taking to the sky will be an easier option, think again. Flat cannons situated within militarized zones will shoot anything they see out of the sky that seems odd or fishy, so removing these will be the only way to safely fly planes, helicopters, or whatever else you can find around the island. There's also a return of Far Cry staple outposts, which are FND bases that need to be cleared and taken back over. These could be locations such as a farm, a school, a TV station, or even a museum, all offering new features from previous games, making them even more interesting. All of these must be captured to stop the Presidente and his forces, giving them back to the people of Yara and making sure the revolution is one step closer each time to success and victory. So guerrillas need something special to make sure they have any chance of success, and this comes from Resolver, a real-life concept that was born in Cuba, literally meaning to solve. Being resourceful and creative with those things that you can find around you, meaning creating what you need from what you have around you. Think A-Team meets MacGyver, if you're old enough to even know what they are. And in Far Cry 6, the Resolve helps to create and build some truly unique and incredible weapons that will inflict chaos with everything that you have. Use a motorcycle engine, a sardine can, a car muffler, nails, just to name a few items, and create a one guerrilla army item that can turn the tide of any battle. These will be known as Supremos, offering a special ability such as rocket salvo launched from your backpack. On top of these weapons, you've of course got more than 49 military-grade weapons to choose from, with loads of customization options as well. Suppressors, scopes, armor-piercing rounds, etc. This means you can set yourself up for any type of mission in a way that suits your playstyle. Oh, and with a few handy gadgets available as well, including knives, EMP grenades, and more. Your gear system can also help define your playstyle with different perks based on the gear you find, which might actually help with your headshot damage, stealth, mobility, and accuracy, just to name a few options. When it comes to vehicles on the island, these are also going to be able to be upgraded via the Resolver model and going to be key to making sure that you can get around the island as best as possible and also help with the missions. Each of your own rides can be customized to suit you and again your style of gameplay, becoming a weapon, a means to infiltrate, or a means to escape. The choice once again will be yours. And finally, every Far Cry player needs a trusted sidekick, normally of the animal kind, and in Far Cry 6 the Amigos return. Guapo is an enemy soldier-eating crocodile who can also help you whilst navigating water, or if you want something a little smaller, fluffier, cuter, but just as deadly, then there is Chorizo. He'll help you distract soldiers with those puppy dog eyes, giving you the ability to stealth your way into the situation, but don't worry, Chorizo has got a nasty bite as well if needed. All in all, having the right tools, equipment, sidekick and more are key to the success in Far Cry 6. But with this game, there are more tools than ever on offer to make sure that you have exactly what you need to win and free Yara from the Presidente. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe for more content, especially when it comes to Far Cry 6 and all things gaming. And let's finish off this video with the one last full look at the Far Cry 6 trailer.
Guapo, you listen. Rule 16. A guerrillero's revolution never ends. Always another war, another cantina, another ugly bartender.
Juan Cortez?
What do you think gave it away, Guapo?
This is a fucking waste of time.
Can you whistle?
What?
Nah, you can't whistle. Not bad, Danny, but we're just getting started. Rule number 1. A good guerrilla is a hidden guerrilla.
Muerto el perro, se acabó la rabia.
We lead our operations in secret camps across the country. Here, guerrillas live,
Kaboom!
train, and plan.
Small pack. We go in, grab our people, kill whoever gets in our way.
By smuggling in supplies, you'll add some piss and fire to our movement.
You got that right.
Camp chef, black market dealers. These safe havens got everything a guerrilla needs. Even do-it-yourself vehicles. You're gonna love it, Danny. Rule number 2. A good guerrilla masters their environment. This land is your home, Danny. I'm sure you know every inch of it. From the bloodthirsty jungles and postcard shorelines, the dead-end towns, and our friendly capital city. How you get around is up to you.
Good girl.
If you want to play it safe, take our secret paths carved in the dirt of old revolutions. Hola, Danny.
How you doing?
Or take a risk and operate in plain sight of Castillo's assholes. Go ahead and hide your weapons to blend in. Bribes,
What do you got?
sabotage, interceptions. You don't always need to be a loudmouth, Danny.
Christmas trees? Do you even grow those here?
Mexicans pay crazy money for this. How you think El Presidente funded Maria's new face?
Okay. Go through.
Rule number 3. Fucked up situations call for fucked up solutions.
Hey, he's not here.
If you expected reinforcements, I got news for you. You're an army of one against an army of thousands. And when shit gets real, we make use of whatever we have. We call that resolver. That means absolutely everything from sardine cans, goddamn batteries, to old motorcycle engines has been built into equipment. And some very unique, deadly weapons. Now we're fucking talking. This, the Supremo backpacks. Handcrafted by yours truly. Each one will make you feel and fight with the power of a goddamn guerrilla army.
Give me lip, I'ma sneak into the yard. Get a stick, make a switch. And end the conversation real quick. I am cracked, I ain't lying.
You and I both know. You want this. For a guerrilla. For a guerrilla, the shit my pants rush of an ambush. The taste of sweet victory after you freed your people from tyrants.
It's fun.
Oh, and the final rule. A good guerrilla always brings a friend along. For morals.